Hey team, Oska here and welcome back to our Run Special podcast and another week. This week, Anna joins us as we talk our way through a this or that with a whole bunch of shoes, and we bring to light the Puma Deviate Nitro Elite Trail. The next 2 weeks sponsored by Adidas. Adidas join us on the 1st of April for our run from the store. We'll have a large range of shoe options to try from Adidas lineup: the Supernova Primer, Supernova Rise, Evo SL, and the Adios Pro 4. We're also excited to have some of the Evo Pro coming into stock very soon, so keep your eyes peeled for those on the app. Otherwise, have a great week, enjoy the episode, and we'll catch you soon. Hey, it's Oska from the Frontrunner Colombo.
And Tom from the Frontrunner Colombo.
And Anna also from the Frontrunner Colombo.
And you're listening to Run Special, our weekly podcast where we talk about the human locomotive movement we call running and all the associated stuff that goes in it,
Goes
on it,
through your mind.
through your mind. So many things.
Too many things.
I sat with Connie once, and he was like, "You can't control your thoughts," and I was like, I felt relieved. I thought I was supposed to be in some of the, because we have intrusive thoughts.
Lots.
Some of which I won't share, and it has a lot. You'll notice that we've got a new cat.
New cat.
Siamese one. No, sorry, bad joke.
Stray cat.
Stray cat. As we know, Kat is going to be heading up to Nelson soon, and this week she's hiking the Milford with her family. So Anna is filling some big shoes.
Yeah, I'm definitely not qualified to be here, but here
I don't
we
think
are.
any of us are, to be fair.
Yeah.
Qualified is a very...
Well, Tom's the only
Loose
one
term.
with a degree.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm nearly there.
You're nearly there. I got 3 days into one.
But owns a business.
Look at us go. This is our weekly podcast where we talk about all things running, all the things that go into our running, all the things that go into running around New Zealand and the globe. And we keep you up to date with shoes and shoe tech and all the things. I feel like we've got like technical Tommy. We've got admin Anna.
Oh, yeah.
But what am I?
Oscar.
Just OB.
I'm trying to think.
Just OB. You're thinking of Orgasm Oscar.
No, I was
Outrageous.
thinking orchestra. What is it? You're the ringleader.
Oh,
A conductor.
The conductor.
not an O, Tom.
No.
That's the same.
Orchestrator Oscar. That's what I was going for.
Orchestrator. Geez, say that 10 times fast.
Orchestrator Oscar.
I'll take that. That's a compliment.
Yeah.
And the whole point of this is that we keep you company for one of your runs during the week, or as we found out, your 4-hour bike ride, or actually, as some of my friends say, just in the car on their way to work.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah. So we're infiltrating.
We're infiltrating mainstream media, right?
Yeah, we're infiltrating. We're creating our own media segment.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're like the Japanese warships in World War One. No? No?
Oh, gee.
Okay.
I'm not going to comment.
Okay. Tommy's pleading the fifth and I feels too nervous to say something. No, it's all right. Okay, so we start every week. So you guys have to be nice to Anna. Tom and I need to be nice to Anna. You guys need to be nice to Anna. She's got a great review on The Tempest that she wrote. You guys should go read that. It's on the website. My Instagram has pooed itself, so bear with me while I talk over the top of myself.
The poll of the
Our
week.
poll of the week. I still think we need a jingle. Poll of the week.
Macca can find one.
Maybe we could get AI to write us a rap.
A rap for poll of the
But I
week.
don't think any of us should do it.
What are you saying?
AI, write us a jingle for poll of the week.
Okay, that is Anna's job once we finish the podcast. Because she'll be the only one who can probably make AI work. Anyway, poll for last week was, how do you like your potatoes?
Oh, yeah.
Have you seen the video reel on Instagram where it's like English is like saying words without the T's?
No.
It's like, because you don't say identify. You say identify.
yeah.
And then some smart ass is like, poeo.
Poeto.
Toeo.
That'd be so bad.
I lost 3 minutes of my life watching that, laughing. Anyway, so we all came up with one. Kat's was mashed, mine was fried, and yours was roasted, but you kind of want it over roasted.
Yeah, like crispy roasted.
Yeah, like duck fat roasted.
Yeah.
Did we add in triple cooked?
Triple cat. No, what do you call it? Thrice cooked.
Thrice cooked, yeah.
Thrice cooked. What is that?
Thrice is 3.
Yeah, I know that.
Thrice cooked.
okay.
So you like. Okay, so here's.
Like, how do you thrice cook a potato?
Here's cooking with Oska. We need another jingle. Well, so you cut them up and then you boil them ever so slightly,
Yeah.
and then you cook them once
Yeah.
at a relatively low heat in the oven, like
Yeah.
roast them, and then you sit them out for a bit,
then
and
fry
so
them.
they make the boiling makes them all fluffy,
Yeah.
and then the cooking makes the outside hard, and then you deep fry them.
Okay, that sounds really
So
good.
it's like real crispy on the outside and a bit soft on the inside.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but like my shoes after 2.5 hour long run.
Yeah. Soggy blisters on the inside. Oh, no, I don't want to think about that. Especially after last week.
Nah, all your undies after a good night.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh, no.
Kat's not here to read me.
And it's just going to sit here and be like, no, I don't want to do this.
So we had 200 votes. Mashed got the least at 22%.
Yep.
Valid.
Fried 28%, and then roasted was 51%. So Tommy,
Come on.
he's really excited about that.
Yeah.
That was almost Sir Alex Ferguson like. Come on.
The roast potatoes wins.
So we had a big week.
It's good.
We had a big week.
But the question is, what do you put on the potatoes? Do you have it with any
Salt,
condiments or?
salt and gravy.
You're a gravy guy, eh?
Yeah.
But like proper
Not
gravy?
not crazy though. Like
Like KFC gravy?
nah,
or?
see, I don't like that. It's normally just like the roast chicken gravy.
So you're talking about your potatoes in the context of a Sunday roast?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Mum make a pretty good Sunday roast.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, honestly, I'm not a big fan of Sunday roast, to be fair.
But you were just talking about how much you like it.
Yeah, I know, but that's how I'd have my potatoes.
I gotcha.
Yeah. Like, I don't really like. I'm not asking for a Sunday roast if that's what I'm getting offered for choice of dinner. You know.
Are you the type of person? Here's a good question for the three of us. Kate and I were talking about this on Sunday. I can only have 2 options.
Yeah.
Like, if you give me 3, I don't care.
Yeah.
Are you so if you're like, let's have Macca's or KFC, you're like, I'll pick one.
Yeah.
But if someone's like, let's have pizza, KFC, or Macca's, you're like, I don't give a fuck. You choose.
I tend to just not give a fuck, regardless.
I just pick, I don't know, you pick.
Yeah, that's the word.
But that's the same if there's 2 options
Yeah.
too. That's just me being, that's just,
I'm just the
doing
least
like that.
People pleasing.
I picked
People-pleasing,
the
yeah.
least road of resistance.
That's
So-
the 2-litre ice cream container out of the freezer.
Yeah, so that's.
So would you just be like, okay, Macca's is the closest, we'll just drive there?
I'd just be like, whatever the majority wants, I'll eat it.
I've never had KFC.
Isn't that how Adam
What?
and Eve?
That's criminal. Okay.
Yeah.
Anna's birthday, we're buying a
Okay.
KFC.
Do you know though? I got a gripe with KFC.
Okay.
You're going to get cancelled?
Probably. The smell was false advertising.
Don't they have a candle or something?
It does smell really good.
And as a
store.
KFC expert.
Yeah.
But you know, you like run past it because sometimes it's on Colombo Street, eh?
It does smell
and you
really,
run
really good.
past it in the evening, and you're like, oh, it just smells like it's going to taste so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, lived in Kentucky for a year, and KFC is better in New Zealand than it is in Kentucky.
I know that doesn't surprise me.
It also is Kentucky Fried Chicken. So it should, in theory, be better in Kentucky.
Is that because we have better chickens?
Probably better chickens, and then just they flavour it way more.
So what I'm taking away from this is you're saying that Kiwi birds are better than American birds. Take that how you want.
That's a Tom question.
That's 50-50 right there. I have to get back to you on that one.
Okay. Should we phone a friend?
You could phone a friend. Yeah,
Phone a
sure.
friend. Okay, man. So Anna, there you go. That's how we don't stay on track.
Yeah, that's how.
What are we, like 10
Matt
minutes in?
gets really annoyed at us. Why do I write these bloody notes for you guys?
The thing is, it's just about going on tangents.
Yeah.
I was just thinking.
Anyway, back on track.
Okay.
City to
Cat's
surf.
not here though.
Yeah, Cat's not here. City to surf. Oh, Anna ran City to surf.
Did I?
I think I did. I mean, I didn't see at the start line, but you were very kindly arranged some stuff to be collected to be took back to the finish line.
Yeah.
So you must have been there.
Yeah, I was. And you gave me specific instructions of where you'd leave your stuff on Saturday afternoon, and I didn't listen to them. And then if you look at my Strava from my warm-up, I was just running circles around the park, and I was like, until I ran into Chris Dryden, and I said, oh, do you know where Oska left his stuff? And then he pointed, very kindly pointed exactly where that was. So then
It's good from Chris.
that was fine. Yeah.
So how was it?
It was very hot.
It was a rather warm Sunday,
like-
wasn't
Well,
it?
you know, Oska was done in about 10 minutes anyway, so...
I was actually done in 10 minutes, and then I continued on for another 25. Andy's been coaching you, so Coach Andy's been coaching you for a wee bit.
Yeah.
You've been getting back into your running.
Getting back into my running after a bit of a hiatus.
So why don't you give everyone a debrief who doesn't know what City to Surf in Christchurch is, because we have international listeners. Where it starts, where it finishes, and how, Mr. Worldwide, chicken in for the remix. Tommy's got a little spider on his head. Why don't you fill us in on what the race is and where it starts and where it finishes?
So City to Surf surprisingly starts in the city and it ends not quite at the surf because you don't actually see the ocean.
Should finish like on the beach, yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking like maybe I'd just keep running through the finish line, but I was kind of cooked if I'm being honest. But it starts at Latimer Square in town, and then you run around the Avon River to Rafferty Domain. Oska did tell me that most of it would be on road, which most of it was, but there were a few more potholes and stuff than I was expecting.
Yeah, I feel like you're right. And it might have been some slight, not false advertising, but it feels like there's more path completed
Than
there was.
Yeah.
And they
I
made
agree.
some changes to the last year, obviously to probably save a bit of traffic management. We stayed on the south side of the river the whole way down to Pages Road, and that side is fucked.
Yeah. There were a few road ankles.
The last 3K was kind of unfun. But
Yeah.
I mean, it was a great day out. They had 11,000 people. Steve and the guys did a great, amazing job. I think to get that many people moving. My wife and the kids walked with a couple of their friends a 6.5K, 6K. I don't even know what I ran. I didn't even look at the time. Oh, it's fucked, eh? Oh, man. We had a massive day on the shop Saturday.
Yeah, it was busy.
We were all
as
looking
a-
pretty cooked
Yeah.
Saturday afternoon. And and I didn't run again Saturday night. And then Sunday, I parked my car at the finish line, jogged back with Kyle to the start line. So that's 12.5K.
Yeah.
And so before I even started the race, I'd run 100 miles or something close to it
Yeah.
for the week. And then I said to Chris, I was like, mate, you might be soloing this. And he's like, no, you'll be fine. You'll get going. And I chose to wear the Saucony Endorphin Elite 2s. Sorry, Marshall, mate.
It's not Marshall. It's just
It's not, mate. Yeah, look, they're not for me. I think
I don't know that they're for many people.
I think I would have had
unfortunately.
more fun in a pair of Skechers go rounds. And
If anyone knows
Skechers is
shoes, that's an
sponsoring
old.
this episode.
That's an insult.
Just joking.
And the problem I had with them was they're just too soft, and they gave me nothing back,
Yeah.
and I was so tired. I think a lot of it was because I was so tired. And I ran the first 3K with Chris, and we ran about 3:05s, and I honestly felt like we were running 3K pace.
Yeah.
And so I just said, mate, you gave him a wee tap on the bum and said, you go for a big fella.
Yeah.
I'm going to settle into some marathon speed stuff, and I don't know. I think I ran just under 38 minutes or something. But it was all right. It was very hot, wasn't it, Anna? Very hot.
Yeah, it was super hot. I don't do very well in the heat, and about 8Ks in, had a wee chunder. So that was a bit of a low point, but I felt better after that.
Yeah,
so.
well, no, you were just feeding the ducks.
Yeah, exactly. Luckily, it was on the grass, not on the concrete, because
Oh.
otherwise,
Nasty.
not ideal. But yeah,
Where was 8K?
it was just after the the last aid station,
Gotcha.
because I had the taste of gel in my mouth. I was like,
Oh, it's the
this
worst,
is, and then I got some water from the aid station to try and rinse it out a bit, and that wasn't the right move apparently.
And your Cocoa Pops came back up?
Yeah. Upgrade. So I was still standing, not on all fours like a park run I did a few months ago. But that's just a me problem.
Do you have Cocoa Pops before you run?
Oh. No, it was a joke.
I was going to say. I was like, that's a bad move.
What is the breakfast of choice?
I have oats.
Just toast. Don't want anything sloshing around there.
Nah. Oats is quite heavy.
Yeah.
It is quite heavy. I've
Takes
tried different
ages
things.
to digest as well.
I had it like 20:06.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah.
You were like proper race prep.
Yeah, because I was trying not to.
Waffles and pancakes are actually really good apparently. Because they're just a shitload of carb and they're not too hard to get down.
No, and then we had our tent set up at the finish line, which Anna got organised with the guys from Tenelli, looking good. And we were there with Brooks, Jamie from Brooks. He was giving shoes away. We had croissants from Gilles. They would look pretty good. Not that I could eat them.
Yeah, neither.
And a massive shout out to Alex, Shani, and John who set up the tent for us. They didn't even run. They just set the tent up for us and then hung around and make sure everyone was okay and then buggered off. So massive shout out to them. That was pretty good. And then I finished and I ran back to the car at 6.5k to get Katie's car and drive it back in time to see them finish. So it was like a 32k day. Yeah.
Big day on the tools.
110 miles last week.
It's a great event to prep for Christchurch, especially when you do that. Like I had a few of my guys that I coached run. I originally wanted them to do the race first and then do a tempo after, but they wanted to do the tempo first and then the race. So did that. They ran out parked at the finish, I think, ran back into the start and then back out to the finish. So it's a good day.
It's a great day. But that wasn't the only event happening on Sunday,
weeks.
was it, Tommy?
No, Sea to Sky. Great event, honestly. John did a really good job with that. I think he always does a pretty good job, but behind the scenes is often not heard of or forgotten about. I don't know. But I know Guy was riding, he rode over the course on the Saturday and happened to see Mr. Newsom out there with the brush sweeping the road.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah, like by himself. Which
Shout out
I
to
think is
Johnny.
great. Like that's great for the event because it was 2 days before I rode over it and there was still a hell of a lot of shingle on the road, which does just make it very dangerous, especially when you're bombing down the hill and obviously you're on the downhill, so you're like trying to make up time. But on race day, I think it was pretty good. I didn't really notice any crazy dangerous spots, so big shout out to John for doing that and then just setting up an awesome event. We had, again, a stunning day on the same day.
Funny that.
Yeah, funny that. Pretty decent chop in the water, which was quite fun.
So the swim, you swim in the ocean rather than the lake, right? Yep.
Yeah. So it is, again, a very accurate name because you start in the ocean and go to the highest point.
We're very literal.
Yeah, very literal with the events that went on last weekend. One of the highest points on the Port Hill, so basically the sky. But yeah, you start in Scarborough over near the boat sheds and it's just a floating start. And then swim out 2 buoys and then come back in on an angle towards the cafe. And then run out those steps and the transition's just in that playground behind.
How was your sighting this time around?
It was way better because I could actually see the boys. But also the chop made it a little bit tricky as well because you can only see the buoy when you're like on top of the wave and then you go down the other side and you couldn't see anything. So you're just like kind of hoping you're swimming the right direction.
Did you catch some good waves back in?
I didn't catch any of them for like really long because the waves were breaking way further to the right. So when you're swimming back on the angle, like back into the cafe area, the waves weren't actually doing a whole lot. So it's kind of annoying. Like some people apparently ended up way far right because they just got waves and they ended up way far away from the buoy, the exit buoy. So, but yeah, the swim was good. I think I might have been like 6 out of the water this time, which was quite nice. And then the bike's just brutal. you get on the bike and then do a little loop through Sumner and straight up Evans Pass, which is not fun at the best of times.
Is it a 40k bike ride?
No, it's only 18 or 19k.
It's like a bit shorter than a sprint distance.
Yeah, it's a weird one because technically the run's out of proportion. Like the swim and the bike is
just like your
sprint.
torso.
Yeah, my massive frame.
all your thigh gap.
Yeah. But yeah, no, 18 or 19k bike. Which is pretty. No, I figured out what it is. It's just my posture. My posture's better. Look, you just slumped in the chair, Oska.
Keep going.
If I sit up all the way, I can't reach the floor quite.
Okay, I'll sit up.
See, there you go. Now the same height.
Yeah. I'll sit up. I was just helping Anna out. I was just anyway.
Where was I?
You were somewhere between.
I need a booster seat.
You need a little cushion.
The bike. Yeah. Oh, and the bike, like this is actually kind of funny because this is how I ended up winning the race. They have a like neutralized zone basically at the crossroads because the road's not fully closed off, so they had people stopping traffic, and they have a timing mat on this side of the road and then a timing mat on the other side of the road, so it knows how long you've been waiting for. And yeah, I got there, and you have to unclip, put your foot down, and then wait for the official to let you across the road. And I had to wait for like 2 cars to come across before I was able to go again. So yeah, I don't know how long I stayed there for, but that was, I think it's the safest, it's the only way you could do it without fully closing off the road, and it's just way too expensive these days. So another good initiative from the team there. And then the run was pretty fun actually, and also quite brutal at the same time. Like the transition was right out in where those fields are, where the houses are at the end of Godley Head.
Oh, the campgrounds?
Yeah, the campgrounds. Yeah. Which was the first time they've had it back on this course because of all the asbestos stuff they used to have there. So
can we just backtrack that? How much running did we do through there with the asbestos?
Oh yeah, I know.
I've been running there every Sunday for fucking 2 decades.
I literally I camped there the week before.
Yeah.
Your kids are going to have 7 arms.
Yeah. So I don't know how much asbestos there was there, but supposedly it's gone now.
Even the word asbestos. Someone made that up.
Yeah. So
Well, someone made up every word.
Okay, Anna, thanks.
she's not wrong. Yeah, so that was the run, and it was all good all the way into Taylor's. Like that path is fine. Running through there, I didn't mind it at all. Like it's nicely packed dirt. The corners aren't too gnarly, and you can kind of like roll the hills.
What shoes did you wear?
I wore an old pair of beat up Metaspeeds.
Oh yeah, I think I saw them.
Yeah, which wasn't too bad of an idea, I don't think. Just because they destroyed them afterwards. Like the foam was cut in half and the plate was broken after I finished. So I think it's time to throw them out. But yeah, once you hit the beach at Taylor's Estate and then climbing out of Taylor's is just ridiculous. It's not like.
Did you come up over the road?
No,
or the trail
on the the walking track.
Yeah, good.
Which is like
all the steps
stairs,
and shit. Yes,
like 30% gradients at some parts, and like you go from running, I think down into Taylor's, I might run like a 320 or something, and then you run like a 7-minute K up that climb. It's just brutal way. Like you're trying to calm your heart rate down, and then you're just like looking straight up this vertical climb basically. So that was an experience for sure. And then you go along the top for a little bit and then hit that nifty as little zigzag down, which is also quite slippery and racing flats. But yeah, Laurie Watson, the guy who ended up getting second, he was like, I caught up to him on that uphill bit and I was like, okay, I think I might be able to get him here. And then all of a sudden he was just gone again. I was like, what? Where did he go? Like I was 5 meters behind him and then he just gone and he was just absolutely bombing the downhills. I was like, I do not have the shoes for this or the technical skill.
Or just the desire.
Yeah, or the desire to like actually ran down these hills through tree roots and everything that quickly. I mean, maybe if there was like $3,000 up for the win, I might have put a little bit more effort into that. But yeah, he kept getting away on the downhill. So I was like, oh shit, this will be interesting. And then we came out like onto the concrete bit, just past that house on the corner, and I could see him maybe like 20 meters in front of me.
Do you come down Flowers track?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I stupidly, like, I looked over the race manual and whatever and just knew the course kind of well, but didn't take into the account that because it was on the original course and they hadn't been doing that zigzag at the transition initially, they would usually run past the finish line and then back into the finish line to make it like 7.8K or whatever it was. But because we did that for the first time in a while, they didn't have to do it this year. So they ran straight into the finish. And I was like, okay. Like I got onto the pavement bit and I was like, oh, I've got like probably a K to go or 800 meters or whatever. So I started to pick it up a bit because I was like, I could see him. And I just see him like full out sprinting. I was like, why is he going so hard? This can't be right. And then all of a sudden he just turns off into the finish line. And I was like, oh, fuck. Like we're finishing right now. So I like put in a little burst to get a little bit closer. But yeah, that was my bad. I didn't check the course out fully. Just assumed from previous years that you'd go out and back. So yeah, he actually ended up coming across the line in front of me by like maybe a second. But because I stopped at the hill longer than he did due to the cars, my time was slightly quicker, like half a second, I think they said it was.
Controversial.
Yeah, which is a pretty funny way to win. But yeah, I think overall it was a really good event. They had a lot of people out there. It was pretty well organised, and there's a lot of logistics in that triathlon because the transitions are in two different places. So they had to get your shoes dropped over there in a van prior to the start, and then they drove the bikes back in big trucks and stuff back to the transition. So yeah, a lot of admin for those guys out there, and it seemed obviously they'd done it. I think it was the 10th year of Sea to Sky this year, so they've done it for a few years now, and it was pretty seamless from what I could tell.
Yeah, and that's all volunteers as well.
Yeah, all volunteers. So
pretty cool.
Shout out to everyone for that, because it's a cool event, and it's events like Sea to Sky and City to Surf that they need to keep going, because in New Zealand especially we have a lack of good events.
There's heaps of events.
Yeah.
But only like, you're right.
Only a few people show up to them.
And the good ones need to be like properly supported, right?
Yeah. So like I think obviously funding wise, if they were able to find more funding or big corporate entities wanted to get behind it, would help out a lot. And they could maybe think of new ways to make it a little bit different maybe. Like maybe if they had more money they could close the road so it's a little bit safer and not having to stop and all that carry on, like use both sides of the road.
You know what John's not doing?
What?
Turning away someone for a late entry.
Oh yeah, no, exactly.
Yeah,
no, he kept the entries open right until the day, which is awesome. So yeah, Athletics New Zealand.
If I was Gideon Holmes, I'm giving them the flick and I'm going to go help out Johnny Boy.
yeah. So
I'd hold the middle
I mean,
finger
he puts on a lot of events and does a great job with them. So yeah, if you're looking for a fun triathlon to fun and brutal, get along next year and give it a go. It's quite nice just having it in the backyard, and it's an awesome place to hang out afterward as well. Like a lot of people just went to the cafe or just went to the beach. It was a nice day. So yeah, me and Guy went for a wee 2-hour spin afterwards, and then was going to go to the beach, but I was also just pretty tired by then, so I was like, I'm just going to go home.
Eat some food.
Yeah, eat a lot of food.
And everyone in Christchurch was at the beach that afternoon.
Yeah, it was packed. Holy, it was massive.
You would have been better off on a bike than in a car.
Yeah, literally. It was a very hot day, which I like. Not a fan of this gross weather we're having right now.
Honestly, it's like windier than me after a can of baked beans.
Yeah. I'm not. We're gonna ride around Hagley later, and I would not be surprised if there was like 10 trees that had just been blown over.
It was so our house is on the South Shore Spit, so we don't have a lot of protection from anything really.
Yeah.
And our bedrooms are on the kind of the southwest side, so all the living's kind of in the sunny bits, and then it was so windy that the house was whistling.
Yeah.
And it's like a brand new
It
house
was
as well.
loud last night.
And it moved our deck umbrella,
Yeah.
which has got 125 kilos of weights on it.
Yeah.
It's like snapped.
Yeah. It's been ridiculous.
So, boo. Speaking of having surprises, Callum Elson got a bit of a surprise last year when he was racing indoors.
Yeah.
And then you want to talk about his 5K this year.
Yeah. And I don't know. These are just like feel good stories. And so Callum Elson is a British guy. He went to the States.
I need more credit for that segue.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah, I was just thinking that.
That's one of your better work. I'll give you that.
I'm sitting there like someone,
Seamless.
someone see that. I need to be seen on that. No, carry on, Tommy. Sorry.
Yeah, but he was like a late comer to track and field. Picked up the sport, I guess, pretty late. He ran, I believe, for a D2 college, and managed to break four. I think he broke 4 in college, which is pretty epic for like anyone to break 4, and then to do it in D2 is pretty impressive as well. And he started to get a few big races thanks to that. And then made he actually, I believe, was your, because he was at your World Road Champs.
Oh, yeah.
That was before World Indoors, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So he made the team there and got a medal in the mile. He was second or third, I believe, behind Hobbs Kessler.
In the indoor or in the outdoor?
The outdoor, World Road, a mile champs. I think he was second or he was second or third. Anyway, that's when he kind of like got a bit more support. Then he made World Indoors and probably had one of the most horrific injuries you could probably think of. Like, it's probably most runners' worst nightmare is to tear an Achilles.
Oh.
But he had his sliced by someone else's spike. So, like, the most unfortunate turn of events, you're in probably like the biggest race of your life in a heat. And it was actually in Beamish's heat. And he just got caught up in the race slowing down and people moving around. And someone spike sliced his Achilles. Which is crazy. And that's, I mean, a torn Achilles for most people in track and field is normally like a career-ending injury. And I believe this was just after he signed a deal with Hoka, and this British group were trying to get a Hoka-sponsored group off the ground. And I think they're called Team, I'm going to pronounce this wrong, Macau or something like that now. And they just had Rory Leonard broke Mo Farah's 10K road record in 27:36 or whatever. Ridiculously quick.
Fast.
Another guy on their team just ran 13:04. But yeah, so Callum, I don't know, like, is the longest comeback because Geordie won that medal 3 years ago? 2 years ago. And he's managed to claw his way back, and this is his first season back into things, and had an all right, I shouldn't say all right, he's run way faster than I have, but he ran the 3:57 indoors, and then struggled for a bit and ran like a 3:41.15, and I think he might have ran a 5K PB. He was PB before, it was like 14:10, then ran like a 13:55, so a pretty realistic jump.
So there's hope for us yet.
Yeah, but the cool things he does, he's since he was D2, he started a YouTube channel, and it's got a pretty good following. If you haven't seen it, the Distance Running Project, he posts everything. He's really transparent with all the training and stuff, which I think is pretty cool because a lot of the top teams and top guys these days like to keep their lives to themselves, and you just never know what they're doing. So he's really good about that, and they follow the team around now. So they're really good videos. And yeah, he on last weekend ran the Podium 5K, which is another event that's epic in London, and something we should do in Christchurch / New Zealand, because they get massive turnouts to it. They have like 10 heats of 5K, and the fast heat's always like 13:20 or something, ridiculously quick. But anyway, yeah, long story short, he ran like 13 36, which in his post, I think it was really cool because he's like, yeah, this to many people isn't crazy, but I mean, 10 years ago, 13:36 is an insanely quick time. And even now is insanely quick, but it often gets overshadowed by everything that's happening
Like
on indoors.
12:36.
Yeah, in the 12:30s. Like, but to see someone with a horrific injury like that come back and then smash out a 5K like that, I thought was
do you
pretty
think
cool.
they just miscount the fucking laps
What?
when they run 12:30? That they miss a lap?
Oh, indoors? Yeah, indoors could be indoors could be true because
Like-
that's 25 laps.
Like I want to see the score charts, man.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. It is insanely fast. And it's freakishly fast.
doesn't make sense.
Nah. But they do run it that quick outdoors now as well, so it's a bit scary. But yeah, huge shout out to Callum. And it just shows you can come back from crazy injuries like that.
Yep.
And still make it work. So
Did they like sew it back together or something?
yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, they like stitch it back together, and then you have to do like rehab for like 8 months to be able to walk again first, and then go from walking to like the Ultra G. And
Pretty amazing.
Yeah.
It's a massive comeback. So yeah, it's a pretty cool story to see.
Don't call it a comeback.
Yeah, and he's a massive frother, which I think is cool. Like he came across the line and just yelled.
That's not a good saying.
Frother. What's wrong with that?
It's not a good a massive frother.
Fizzing
Just think
for the
about it.
sport. It's
Yeah,
like
okay, that's better.
Tanner's favorite word. Frothing.
Fizzing,
Yeah.
frothing. They all just sound naughty.
Yeah. That's true.
Frothing for the sport. It's like, what's he doing to froth? What's frothing?
Just loves the game.
Frothing at the mouthpiece.
Yeah.
I'm not frothing for the fact that Steph Curry's not playing for the Warriors today against the Bucks. It just came up with a notification on my phone.
Oh no.
Damn it. Now I have to do some work this afternoon and we'll not watch the basketball.
Yeah.
God
No
damn.
more basketball for us.
Do you know what we didn't do at the top of this? We didn't really talk about our training weeks.
No.
What was your training week look like? Anna?
Last week it was a bit of a shit show because I had a bit of a hip niggle that I was just trying to get on top of, but turns out I'm just super weak on that one side, so that's a personal work on for me. But yeah, I'm having a down week this week now. Heading into Christchurch half, where I'm going to do my first half, which is pretty exciting.
And so Andy's been coaching you.
Yeah.
So we've got 3.5 weeks to go.
Yeah, I was thinking about like that in terms of the running perspective, but then also organising all the stuff for work too. I was like, shit.
It's going to be a big 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Going to be a big 3 weeks. My training week was enormous but boring. And I feel a little bit like Tom today. I'm like,
Yeah.
I just did a lot. I don't know. I had an amazing session on Thursday.
Yeah.
So we did 3 minutes and 4 minutes times 5. So a 3 minute rep and a 4 minute rep times 5.
Yeah.
All off 90 seconds. I ran everything at basically sub 3 minute Ks. Feeling unreal, which is probably why I felt absolutely demolished on Sunday. But isn't it amazing how you can go from how comfortable like a 2:55
Yeah.
K to like barely being able to drag yourself through a 3:04.
Yeah.
I thought it was just interesting.
Yeah. The body definitely knows where those limits are. And
I pushed them.
yeah.
I pushed them uphill like those old school Greek water things that made water go up a hill. What are they called?
I don't know.
Ba, ba, ba.
Wheelbarrow.
It's definitely not a wheelbarrow.
They look like wheelbarrows.
What's it? It's Greek. Was it the Romans who made water go upwards?
It's like a water race or something.
That's it.
Yeah.
I was thinking about, you know how they go like Jesus turned water into wine?
Yeah.
Like either clearly someone had found cocaine for the first time or some sort of class A
Seen
substance, or it actually meant that he invoked prosperity. You know, it wasn't meant to be taken literally. He just managed to make the place that he was in be, better off than they were when he got there. You guys are like, I'm not talking about
You're
this
going
shit.
into a can of worms that I'm not ready to open, mate.
It's been like,
I just don't really get what you're saying.
no,
And
I
how
mean,
did we get here?
exactly. But I spent 13 hours of my own brain last week running 110 miles. So there's a lot of stuff going on in there. But should we talk about some shoes?
You should.
Should we talk about some shoes? This is good because Anna, you can talk about shoes where Kat can't.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kat's only New Balance.
So she can't talk about anything else. Otherwise, she might get in trouble. So we asked...
Cancelled.
Cancel culture. Do you know who I haven't seen in a while? The Kardashians.
They're kind of falling off, eh?
Probably a good thing.
Tommy, that was really quite brutal.
I don't watch the Kardashians. I'm quite all right
You
to
don't
admit
keep
that.
up with them?
Yeah.
Do you, I mean, I know you're a bit of a reality TV fan there, Anna.
Yeah, actually, Tom has a secret passion for Love Island.
I wouldn't say passion. I just watch the shorts.
Like
Like
the girls
Just
wearing the shorts.
religiously.
Shorts of the TV.
Like the reels, the TikTok shorts, you know.
Yeah, he
The
just watches the full episodes, but on TikTok.
In 3.5-minute chunks.
Yeah. Don't have time for that.
I don't even know if it's time. I think it's
Love Island's
intention.
great.
No, if you've got any questions about pop culture, though, hit me up.
What is pop culture? To me, it just sounds like what would happen if you let popcorn sit for too long and it grew bacteria.
Or like that, there's that, like, you know, the soda which is supposed to be good for you, like kind of like
Oh, the prebiotic.
yeah, the prebiotic stuff.
Sodally. I've got one sitting over there.
That's pop culture.
That's fucking delicious.
Yeah,
Kiffer.
I'd rather
sponsor
drink
us
that.
Sodally.
Yeah, I'd rather drink that than watch Love Island. Katie watches Love Island.
What if you
And
do both? Though?
Treasure Island. That I don't understand. It's a hoax, isn't it?
What is?
Treasure Island.
What's Treasure Island? I don't know.
Yeah, take that, TV1. Take that. Okay, so we asked a bunch of people on our Instagram channel. We want to do some shoe v shoes. Mackie had like 12 things in there. I don't want to sit here for 2 hours.
Yeah.
So we've just culled it down to 5.
Mm.
How should we do this?
Start from the start.
Okay. As ever, Tommy, inspirational.
Just keep going. Yep.
Just keep going. Okay. The Asics Metaspeed Edge versus the Puma Deviate Elite 3.
First of all, I'm interested how they decided on the Edge and not the Sky.
They probably don't know the Sky exists.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. I think for most cases, the Sky probably shouldn't exist.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah. Okay, so we're talking about 2 racing shoes, one from Asics, one from Puma. I think I don't even know where to start with this because they're so not different. Yeah.
Yeah.
First of all, like
Different and similar, I guess.
the Metaspeed,
Mm-hmm.
so skinny through the midfoot.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas I'd say that the Puma, like, so quite unstable in that sense.
Mhm.
But I'd say that the Puma would be one of the more stable racing options.
So I think main difference are the Asics is a PIBA-based midsole. The Puma is an aliphatic TPU-based midsole. What that means, basically not a hell of a lot for most people. You're getting a little bit more back out of the Puma. The Asics is, I think, super aggressive
Yeah, it's way firmer.
and quite firm. Yeah, like firm,
Yeah.
right? But you quite like that, the
Yeah.
firmness of it.
I like especially for the shorter races, I think. I don't know if I'd wear it for if I was to run a marathon, I don't think it'd be my first choice
No.
because you want something that's going to give you a little bit more back. I like the firmness when you're moving fast because it doesn't feel like you're sinking into the ground as much and you're just kind of tapping off the ground rather than like spending a lot more time in the shoe. But also kind of feels good in the Puma like that because you do squish into I felt like you squish into the front of the shoe a little bit more.
Squishy.
Yeah, but you get enough back from it where it's still fast.
I just can imagine SpongeBob saying that. Is it squishy? You're also looking at a 5mm pitch for the Asics and an 8mm
Yeah,
for the...
which you definitely notice.
I think so.
Yeah.
And the Puma plate is really scooped.
Yeah.
We've got one somewhere, but and then where the Asics one kind of goes down a bit further, and then the toe spring's not as dramatic.
Yeah.
But yes, that's for those watching on YouTube. That's the Puma plate So it is quite like, starts out quite high up to the heel, and then you do get the sort of dramatic drop off, and then quite a sharp.
Yeah.
And Oska did take the shoe apart himself.
And JC did this one, but yes.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, I think Tom's right. I think for the majority, we obviously don't speak in absolutes. For the majority of people, the Metaspeed Edge is probably up to a half marathon.
Yeah.
I think phenomenal 5K, 10K shoe. I mean, Caden ran a marathon in his pair. He's got an amazing gait, so thanks for his lucky genes.
Yeah.
Whereas I think the Puma is a more universally accepted, less aggressive, slightly softer, more energy returned half marathon shoe. It doesn't really feel amazing for 5K effort.
No.
Like you can't stamp down on it firm enough. I mean, it's crazy we say that because before the Saucony Elite 2 turned up, I thought the Puma felt quite firm. Like, you know, when you, it's so hard because you only know kind of what you know and you don't know what you don't know when you're comparing them. Okay, so should we vote them and we say which one we'd rather wear? I don't know. People interested? They might be interested.
Yeah.
What would you wear in it?
I'd wear the
Depends
Puma,
what race.
I reckon.
Okay, so
But
let's.
that's for me.
Well, let's just say if you could only have one racing shoe to do all distances, what would you choose?
Ooh. It has to be out of those two.
Yeah, those two. We'll do it for every single one we've got on the list.
That's a tough one. That's a really tough one.
This is classic Tommy, eh? This is
He's
exactly
just
what he was
sitting
talking
on the
about with the
fence,
food.
Just sitting on the fence.
This is
You can't sit on the fence. Gun to your head, you know?
Yeah, it is a hard one though.
Russian roulette.
Oh, go.
Say that with this shoe, you're gonna go a 5K this week, marathon next week.
Well, I'd probably say Puma because I wouldn't run a marathon in the Edge.
I'd say the same answer as you.
Yeah.
I'd say if it was the 5K option, I'd wear the Essex.
Yeah.
But for anything else, I'd probably wear the Puma.
Yeah.
Okay. The Puma Deviate Nitro 3? Yeah.
Yeah.
3? Yeah. And versus the Saucony Endorphin Speed 4. Both these shoes, in my mind, sit in the trainer racer category. They have some pretty hefty differences. We'll go fit first. So the Puma is definitely narrow and low volume. There's not a lot of space in there.
But this week, we actually just got on the wide fit, which is super exciting.
Yes, Edmund Annan is onto these
Yep.
things. And then we have the Saucony Endorphin Speed 4. I'd say that's slightly more generous, but still quite a pointy toe box. Would you agree with that, Tom?
Yeah.
The Puma is made from their TPE Nitro, so supercritically foamed TPE. The Speed 4 is a beaded PIBA, but a way more flexible nylon plate, whereas the plate in the Puma is a composite carbon.
Quite firm.
For me personally, I can't get into the Puma.
Yeah, that's too narrow.
It's too narrow for me.
Me too.
Okay.
That's a good start.
That's a good start. But I feel like for that shoe category, if we were going to say which one would be the most versatile,
Yeah.
I'd throw weight at the Speed 4
Yeah.
because I think it will do everything.
From my experience in bringing them out for people in the shop, I'd say most people go for the Speed 4.
Other differences, they're both 8mm pitch. The Puma probably has slightly better grip, but the Speed 4 is not bad.
Yeah.
I'd say the Speed 4 is slightly more breathable.
Lighter too.
Lighter. Yeah. If you had to choose one?
Speed.
Yeah, I'd probably go the Speed.
We're agreeing way too much. New Balance SC Elite V4. Yeah.
Yep.
Versus the Saucony Pro 4. This is a hard one, actually. Harder one.
Yeah. I mean, the NB is just super squishy. It's a really nice foam to run in, but doesn't feel like it's giving you a hell of a lot back.
Would we say it's for different foot strike patterns too?
Yeah.
I'd say that the New Balance is probably still the best 3.5 hour marathon shoe.
Yeah, but I also like the plate placement in the New Balance.
Okay.
Or the rocker, where the rocker is.
Talk me through that.
Well, it's a 60% rocker, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it sits way further back, so you feel like no matter where you land in the shoe, it's kind of rolling you off the front of the foot. So I feel like they've done that to counteract the softness of the foam. Because if you had a soft foam and the plate was further forward, you'd probably squish the foam in the wrong spot and it'd be harder to get over the front of it.
So if we were going to make some assumptions,
Yeah.
and I know that Jack Reacher says assumptions kill, but whatever. Would you say that the New Balance would probably suit a slightly more heel strike
Yeah.
to flat-footed person, like flat foot strike, not flat feet? So don't get those confused. Someone will eat me alive for that comment on YouTube. That would probably help them through that gate better and be more comfortable.
Yeah, I would agree.
And it's still a full Puma base, but you're right. It feels like there's more of it than there is, right? I always
Yeah.
look at it and I feel like it's not legal
Yeah.
because it
Yeah.
seems like there's heaps.
Yeah.
The Pro 4, this is a hard one because it's been around for 18 months.
Yeah.
We're due an update.
Yeah.
I still think it's in everything. If you were going to pick one to do everything like 90% okay, I think I'd still pick the
Definitely the most versatile one out there and durable probably. Like you're probably going to get 500k out of it and it's still feel right.
You just nailed 2 garage ads in one. Versatile and durable. Aren't they two like garage door companies?
Probably.
Yeah, is it like that's versatile?
That's really niche knowledge.
I mean, this is for the first time Anna's getting an actual look into how my brain Tommy's used to this now.
Just ride with it.
So yeah, I'd agree with that. The Saucony Pro, the New Balance is only a 4mm pitch. Is that right? 4mm? Yeah. The Pro 4 is an 8mm. So there's quite a lot of difference there. That's quite a dramatic change in pelvic position. Anna, you've got a pair of the Pro 4s. How have you found them? Have you had a
I've
go?
actually really liked them.
Did you use them for
Yeah, I used them for
City to Surf?
City to Surf in the weekend. They actually felt really good.
Yeah.
And but I, as someone who like strikes like a little bit weirdly with my feet, I don't think that I could get away with the New Balance.
Okay.
Yeah.
And some of that is because it's got like quite large lateral flaring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so if you land sort of on that mid-foot outside edge, there is a kind of a fling function, like it.
Yeah.
So you,
Yeah.
I think, well, we kind of talk about it as the airplane coming into land square, right?
Yeah.
So I think the New Balance, you can touch the back first,
Yeah.
but you need to be coming in pretty square. Yeah. You can't be coming around the corners and trying to land the plane on one wheel.
Yeah, I felt like it.
Yeah, I scrap a wing.
I scraped my lateral wing and then throws me off onto the big toe,
Yeah.
which was just too fast.
Same, and then the upper eight, my big toe to pieces.
Yeah.
Yep.
And my Achilles.
Yeah. How was your Achilles after the race?
Yeah, it's all right.
It's all right. So
Tender.
honestly, I'd probably pick Pro 4 over the Elite.
I
But
think so.
personally,
Yeah.
Also, wait, something about the fit of the New Balance is it does have, like, for a race shoe, it does have quite a generous toe box.
yes,
Which does mean it agrees with a few people in that sense.
gotcha. Yeah, you're right. I'd say nice wide net base, okay volume.
Yeah.
The upper's quite,
It's coarse.
yeah, coarse is
Like
a good word.
plasticky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sandpaper on your toes.
I'm not going to comment. So I had a terrible joke, and it's not appropriate for 8 a.m. radio.
But the new one looks quite good.
Yes. Well, the new one looks like Vaporfly 2.
Yeah. So hopefully.
So fingers crossed. Because then maybe I can run it and they can send me somewhere.
Yeah.
Puma Mag Max versus Clifton. Now,
This is interesting.
this isn't interesting. Sorry if everyone, I was stretching. Why is this interesting? Should we do Clifton 9 or Clifton 10? Because I feel like,
That's the Clifton 10 is going to be closer
to the Mag Max.
but we haven't seen it yet.
well, Anna and I have seen it.
Yep.
I haven't.
Yeah. Tommy's been left out of the club. No, so obviously Magmax is a super critically foamed TPEE midsole thermopropene elastomer.
Yeah.
Elastomer. And so what does that mean? That means that it lasts way longer. It's not just kind of boring EVA. It has a bit of rebound. It feels quite firm, but also soft.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I don't know. You know what I mean? Like you kind of push into it, but it comes back.
Yeah.
Like the resilience of it is pretty good. It's just a lot of shoe. The fit is very low volume.
Yeah.
Like,
Yep.
I feel like here's a controversial hot take. An hour into speaking to each other, Puma's next big step, and we're going to talk about their elite trail shoe in a minute, is better fitting uppers.
Yeah.
Because the Magnify fits a dream.
Yeah.
Like, but I feel like some of their other products, either a little too low volume or a little too skinny
Yeah.
for the majority. Would you guys agree?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Apart from their racing shoe's nice though.
Yeah.
I feel like that fits pretty well.
But I'm willing to put up with a few things in the racing shoe
Yeah.
because of like energy
Yeah, I
return
agree.
and comfort and stuff.
Yeah. But you wouldn't do it for all your miles.
No, I wouldn't
Yeah.
run in something that wasn't
Yeah.
quite right for 100 miles a week.
Yeah.
So that's just my hot take. So, I mean, the Clifton gets a massive update in version 10. It goes to supercritically foamed EVA, which is kind of similar to some of the Brook stuff. And it goes to an 8mm pitch. It's kind of like 42 to 30, whatever, 34 maybe.
Yeah.
Is that right? Yeah. That's a whole different beast.
Yeah, it's like a different.
Yeah, it's a different shoe.
Do you think because Tom or Oska, you guys made those categories for the shoes that like the boxes they kind of fit into, and I'd say currently that the Mag Max and the Clifton fit into different boxes. But do you think once the 10 comes out that they'll be in the same category?
Well, where did we decide the Mag Max fit? Was it in the Super Trainer category?
No.
It didn't have a plate.
No.
It's just a trainer, right?
It was just a max cushion trainer.
Yeah.
Well, did we have a category for that? I thought we did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we did. It was a trainer.
Oh.
Because the Super Cruiser was like the everything fun with a plate that wasn't
Yeah.
fast. And then we had like the Super Trainer, which was like your kind of Super Blast, do it all, jack of all trades kind of,
Yeah.
and then you had your trainers. Honestly, I just put Mag Max in as a
Trainer.
because at the moment it probably sits right up against a Bondi. Like,
That's the comparison at the moment.
yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Not Clifton.
So, but Clifton 10 probably gets closer to the old Bondi in terms of stack height and slightly better foam. And then obviously the fit of the Clifton is probably more generous than the Bondi because that new Bondi is not that wide.
No, it's not.
It's
yeah.
an odd.
Real stubby in the toe too.
Yeah, so that's fun. Last one, Tom wanted to add this in.
2000 Tempest Adrenaline. Basically the stability models that we have right now. I'm probably missing a few, but I think those are the go-to 3 at the moment. And maybe the Kano, but
I've run in all of them.
that's for it's not a special customer. How am I going to say it?
To me.
No, you didn't.
That was just for you, Chris.
Yeah.
That was just for you.
That is it's a unique foot strike for the new counter. Well, the current counter, sorry. But yeah, these ones all kind of encompass like a similar approach to stability, but do it slightly different ways. Whereas 2000s was like one piece foam, kind of built up in different areas.
Yep.
Tempest is 2 pieces of foam built up in certain areas, and then the Adrenaline again is 2 pieces of foam, but more so one block of foam with blocks to firmer blocks to encourage support and stability. So yeah, all kind of similar. All fit fairly similar as well, I would say.
Yeah,
Like
I'd say
shapes.
I'd say the Tempest and the 2000
yeah,
match up
yeah,
because, and I think the difference would be flexible big toe, not so flexible big toe.
yeah,
And so you probably say flexible big toe, probably enjoy the 2000 higher cadence.
yeah,
The Tempest is probably for someone who needs that medial support, but also wants to try and run a little faster in it. So you can do like everything. You still have a pretty good foot stroke pattern. Most of your training is probably a sub 5 minute K, like whatever. The 2000 kind of might be more like sort of 430s to 6.5, 7s. You know, it's kind of the difference.
I found the 2000 a little bit too soft for me personally. Like that's where I like the Tempest because it felt a bit more resilient.
Bouncy.
Yeah.
Bouncy resilient. And then the Adrenaline's a weird one because it has features of both. So it's the bendy forefoot like the 2000.
yeah,
It's stacked it's pitched at 12 mil in the back, and then it's got the nitrogen infused DNA Loft midsole. There's so many words now.
Yeah.
Do you guys get like word fatigue?
Yep.
Some of the reviews you write, I'm just looking at them like, man, this is just words.
Yeah.
There's just so many terms. No, okay. So I'm picking Tempest out of those three.
Yeah, me too.
But we sell a good amount of 2000s. The Adrenaline, I'd love to sit in the room and hash it out with them. You know, like I'd love to
Yeah.
see what could be done there.
They showed us a new one and it still needs some work, I think. Like it's better. I think it is better than the current one.
What I don't know is I don't know what to get out of, what I want out of an Adrenaline.
Yeah.
You know, like
In the previous model of the Adrenaline, before they went to the DNA Loft foam or whatever, you kind of knew what it was. You knew that it was just trying to be more like an old school stability shoe. But then now that they've tried to go to this more fun foam, but I feel like it got a bit confused.
yeah, it hasn't delivered.
Hasn't got it. Yeah. Hasn't hit the ground running.
All right, so shoe of the week. Shoe of the week. Let's talk about this. This is good. I got to see this a year ago. I was very excited for it to turn up. This is the Puma Nitro Deviate Elite Trail. It's gone with their Puma Grip all-terrain outsole.
Yeah.
So I reckon this is going to be a gravel bike machine.
Yeah.
So if you're talking about what shoe you should have raced in on Sunday,
Yeah, that.
yeah. It's got the Nitro Elite midsole, which is the aliphatic TPU, which is what's in the Fast R 2s and 3s and the Elite Deviate Elite 3s. It's the Ultra Weave upper, which is actually the same tech than what's in the road equivalent.
Yeah.
They've just added on more of the power tape on both the medial and lateral side for more support, and sort of similar to the Hoka Speedgoat and stuff. They've gone with a more flexible gap through the middle to give you a little bit more foot splay. Still looks like relatively low volume, and I also like the fact that it actually has a heel counter. Yeah,
It's a nice shoe.
it's hard to get stats on this yet.
Yeah.
I know we're looking at about 260 grams for a men's size US 9, and we found out 6 mil pitch, but none of our reading has the stack height.
Yeah. Looks pretty close to 40.
Maybe
like
36, 30.
36.
38, 32.
Yeah.
Maybe including the lug depth. And it has a carbon composite TPU plate that I believe is fault, but I'd have to get that.
Yeah.
So I think, again, Kepler, root burn.
Yeah.
What's the short Kepler?
Luxmore Grunt.
Luxmore Grunt would be unreal for Luxmore Grunt.
Yeah.
That would be, if you were thinking what was the perfect shoe for that, it'd be bloody amazing.
Yeah.
This or that. Tectonics 3.
Oh, this is easy.
Yeah.
Tectonic 3 is a horrible shoe. No question there.
No comment.
No, it's just over-engineered. Yeah, so that's kind of where we got to with that. What else do we need to talk about? Run Club?
Adidas.
Oh, Adidas. So Adidas are a sponsor of the podcast this
Adidas.
week, which I'll make some cute little ad read for the opening intro before we start waffling. But they're going to sponsor our Run Club, not next week, but the week after, when we are back at the shop. We'll have like Pro 4s, Supernova Primers, Evo SLs, and some other demo shoes. I also heard that they have invited Tonga, who must have just picked up a deal with them,
Yeah.
to come and join us. We'll have snacks and drinks.
Pretty cool.
And I'll get Mr. Barry or Ben to come and do some shooting for us. So we'll hang out with them. And we will have the Evo Pro for sale.
$1,000 shoe.
Well, I probably won't put it.
Yeah.
But, so keep an eye out for that.
That's a flat. I'm excited to try.
I may run a marathon in it out of the box.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh, I'd do a few Ks in it first. Maybe like 5 by a K or
I just
something.
make sure it doesn't eat my
Yeah.
heel like another shoe.
Yeah.
Ate my heel up.
Yeah.
I won't say what it is. No. Anything else you guys want to add?
No, that's it for me, I think.
That's it. That's it for me. You sound like
That's it for me, Captain.
Peace out.
No, where's the
Peace.
Jim Hickey, the old weatherman? You guys are too young.
I know Jim Hickey.
Oh, I do?
Yeah.
I don't.
I know Jim I know Jim Hickey.
That's all from me.
Yeah.
Back to you.
That's all from me.
All Macca wanted me to add on there was if people can hit the old 5-star review on.
yeah.
That'd be good. And
Let's
then,
get to number 1 in the charts, you guys.
I don't know if I want that many people listening. I have to
No, we want as many people to listen to us talk shit for
regularly.
70 minutes as possible.
Absolutely. So anyway, love you guys. Have a great week. Enjoy your training, and we'll see you in 7 days.
3 weeks to go. Christchurch Marathon. Free promo for you there.
Eat your veggies.